we're starting to talk about your music journey,
Hmm.
and then we were talking about ironic
Hmm.
and Avril, and then we also talked about the anagrams. Um, and so I think we can go back to uh, like your music journey if you would like.
Sure.
And so basically, at what point did you feel like, okay, I'm going to start being more serious with the music and be like, okay, I want to actually write songs and place
Mm.
like how did it start? How did like Gary B. Lucas start?
Oh gosh,
Um,
that's a big question.
yeah,
I think the first part of that answer
yeah,
is that just life happened to me,
yeah.
and because the kinds of people that I was enjoying the most were songwriters themselves,
Yeah,
they were always falling under that label of singer-songwriters. My
yeah,
favorites were always those people rather than
yeah.
the boy bands and the girl bands and the Britney
Makes sense.
Spearses who had songs written for them. I was more drawn to the people who were playing instruments and in their interviews were talking about how they
Yeah,
represent themselves. So I knew that existed,
yeah.
and so it just happened really naturally when things started to go wrong in my life.
Oh no.
So like as soon as I became an
Yeah,
emotional teenager,
yeah,
I just had this outlet. I was like, I'm just going to do that thing that all of my idols.
yeah,
I'm just going to write about it in my diary, and then I'm going to write
yeah.
something about it. So I think I was very, very lucky that that I knew that it was a thing, because I don't even know if it would have occurred to me.
Yeah. Was it more like a also like a sort of like music therapy for you?
Hmm.
Because it's funny how like our experiences can trigger this need for creation.
To answer your question, when I got to like 15, 16, the main thing that happened for me was that realizing I was gay, and it
Okay.
felt like this
Yeah.
huge secret. I
Okay. Yeah.
kept it secret
Yeah.
for maybe 2 years, where I didn't
Yeah.
tell anybody, and it was a thing that was on my mind, like the first thing when I thought in the morning, last thing I'm thinking about when I fall asleep.
Yeah.
This thing of like, is this bad, and like really worrying about,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
huge
I see
anxiety
what you
about
mean.
it.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm lucky that it was only 2 years, because other people
Yeah.
have had experiences of people holding this secret for
The whole
nearly their
life
whole life,
sometimes. Yeah.
30 years,
That's
40 years.
true.
So the fact that it was only 2 years, when you compare it to those other stories, doesn't seem that bad. But
Yeah.
when you're 14, 15, 16 years old,
Yeah.
and you have this huge thing that you are reluctant to tell people because you think it's going to make them not like
Yeah.
you anymore. You think it's going to make
Yeah.
um you think it's going to change everything, and it, it was just
Yeah.
this very, very heavy thing that really weighed on me. And writing, either just in my journal or just writing songs about it, just
Yeah.
came very naturally. There was no
Yeah.
sort of like, I will write a song about this. There wasn't even a thought. It just happened.
Yeah, it was a way for you to get your emotions out and
Yeah.
how you were feeling out. And you are great with words. I mean, we've I don't know if already back then you already were writing, like you were already good with words, but I mean, seeing how you are you make the mashups look so easy, on your stream. Because I don't know if so for the people who don't know Gary makes incredible mashups. Okay, you can give him like 5 different songs that have nothing to do, like nothing in common, and he somehow makes them sound perfect together, and so like it's amazing. It really is a skill, because so you've made me also kind of try to think about mashups, but it is really hard to
Mhm.
think about even just just mashup is amazing, and also seeing the lyrics to your songs. You can tell that you're great with lyrics,
Well,
you're great with words.
I loved English
Yeah,
classes when I was that age,
yeah,
so I was really into words. I genuinely didn't feel like I had a good mastery over words. And again, that's not to bring myself down, but
yeah,
the kinds of writers that I was aspiring to be like, I felt like I was a long
yeah,
way from them. But in
yeah,
trying to emulate them and just doing what they were doing,
yeah,
I was getting somewhere. What what came very naturally was writing really honestly. Like when I was
Yeah.
writing, I wasn't holding back at all because it was private. Like I didn't share these songs for a while; they were just mine, and so
Yeah.
there was no reason to hold back. I can't tell anyone else all these things that are going on in my head, so I may as well be honest with myself. And I was, even if the words, like sometimes some of the songs, when I look back at them, I'm a little bit embarrassed sometimes when I look back at the
Yeah.
lyrics because I think they could have been better quality. I could have chosen a better
Yeah.
word or phrase, for example. But in the same way that we were talking about with "Let Go" by Avril, like some of
Yeah.
the lyrics that sound a bit kind of plain,
Yeah.
actually are just the ones that resonate the most because she
That's
sounds
true.
like she was 15 or 16. And so
Yeah. That's
sometimes
true.
I can look back at songs like "Rain" or "In Doubt." Or "Glow" and be like, "Oh, he was just a teenager," and cut myself
That's
some slack.
true.
It doesn't matter that I didn't say it in a more
Yeah.
poetic way. It just whatever it was, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Whereas now when I write songs, I'm much more like really thinking about, is this the exact precise right word?
Yeah.
But sometimes I go too far in that direction, and I have to stop being
Yeah.
about it and just be like, okay, go back to being intuitive again. So
Yeah.
it's always that
Yeah.
balance.